Hey there, Dummy Brigade, what's up? It's your very own Dummy in charge here, back again with some news updates for today. So, without further ado, let's dive straight to the action and begin. Brazil, one of the world's emerging coronavirus hotspots, is reporting a record number of cases and deaths, with the health minister flagging the possibility of strict lockdowns in particularly hard hit areas. Official figures show 10,503 new confirmed cases of the novel coronavirus in the last 24 hours, well above the previous record of 7,288 cases on April 30th. There are 615 deaths, up from the previous record of 600 on Tuesday. Brazil's health minister says for the first time that the lockdowns may be needed in the country as daily cases and deaths hit new highs. Poland postpones its May 10 presidential election after a coronavirus-related lockdown threw preparations for the vote into disarray. In a reversal from earlier statements, US President Donald Trump says the emergency task force handling his administration's response to the coronavirus outbreak will not be wind down and will instead continue its work indefinitely. India's health ministry says the number of coronavirus infections rose to 52,952, up by 3,561 over the previous day. Despite a strict weeks-long lockdown, the death toll is up by 89 to 1,783. The spurt in cases has come from the densely packed metropolises of Mumbai, New Delhi, and Ahmedabad, which are also the growth engines of the economy. Furthermore, if that was not enough for India, at least 5 people have been killed and several hundred admitted to local hospitals after a gas leak at a chemicals plant on the east coast of India, according to reports. China's National Health Commission is reporting 2 new coronavirus cases on May 6th. Both were so-called imported cases involving travelers from overseas. The 2 cases from the day before were also imported. China's total number of coronavirus cases now stands at 82,885, while the death toll remains unchanged at 4,633. China pushed back against claims from the administration of President Donald Trump that coronavirus initially emerged from a virology lab in Wuhan, saying the United States has no evidence to back up the claim. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, meanwhile, continued Washington's criticism of Beijing's handling of coronavirus outbreak, saying China could have prevented hundreds of thousands of deaths around the world with increased transparency. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying told reporters on Wednesday, and I quote, that I think this matter should be handed to scientists and medical professionals and not to politicians who lie for their own domestic political ends. Guys, the blame game of USA and China continues on. Poland's governing parties say they have agreed to postpone a presidential election on May 10th after it became clear the polls could not be held via a postal vote because of the coronavirus pandemic. Like we discussed before, Poland is in a mess at this moment, and the presidential election is bound to postpone in the future. The United Nations is issuing a new appeal for $4.7 billion in funding to protect millions of lives and stem the spread of coronavirus in fragile countries. The most devastating and destabilizing effects of the novel coronavirus pandemic will be felt in world's poorest countries, says UN Under-Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs Mark Lowcock. Extraordinary measures are needed to curb this tragic pandemic. Coronavirus-related border controls, lockdowns, and flight shortages are making illegal drugs more expensive and difficult to obtain around the world, according to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. And due to this, the prices are bound to rise as well. So, good news for some people and bad for the others, I guess. Globally, more than 3.7 million people have been confirmed infected with the new coronavirus so far, and more than 260,000 have died, according to data compiled by Johns Hopkins University. Iraq's parliament approved a new government on Wednesday after 6 months without one, as parties debated until the last minute over cabinet seats in backdoor deals. Prime Minister Mustafa al-Khadimi, Iraq's intelligence chief and a former journalist, will head the government, but will begin his term without a full cohort of ministers after several candidates were rejected. Well, folks, let's now focus on the financial news. With economies worldwide grinding to a halt as virus containment measures take their toll, oil is not the only fossil fuel to have suffered a steep decline in prices. Demand from the world's biggest buyers of liquefied natural gas has plunged, dragging Asia's spot prices to record lows and forcing some suppliers to start cutting output. The world's biggest LNG markets, Japan, China, South Korea, and India, are all seeing a drop in demand for gas used in power generation, heating, cooking, vehicles, and chemical manufacture. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 200 points or 0.8% to end at 23,664.64. The widely used gauge of US retirement and education savings accounts, the S&P 500 dipped 0.7%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite Index rose 0.5%. Guys, I'll take a brief stop here to explain that the Dow Jones Industrial Average is a stock market index that measures the stock performance of 30 large companies listed on stock exchanges in the stock exchange in the United States. The index looks into the stocks and their performance collectively. S&P 500 meanwhile is also a stock index that looks at performance of 500 companies listed in the index. It is arguably the best representative of the overall US stock exchange market. Anyways, Saudi Aramco is about to finalize a $10 billion loan with a group of roughly 10 banks. Three sources familiar with the matter said, as the oil giants seek cash amid record low oil prices, Aramco is raising the loan back its acquisition of a 70% stake in Saudi Basic Industries Corp from Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, a deal worth almost $70 billion. This specific report is from Reuters. Furthermore, Saudi Arabia, the world's biggest exporter, appears to be winning the fight for sales as it slashes prices for its crude. Producers globally are struggling to retain customers as the coronavirus destroys demand for fuel. After flooding the market in April, producers are now scaling back shipments as part of the deal by OPEC plus suppliers to soak up the glut in oil. For evidence of where the Saudis have been winning, look no further than last month's crude exports. Saudi Arabia was the only one of OPEC's top 4 producers to boost sales to India in April, according to the Bloomberg tanker tracking. The kingdom's shipment to China doubled, and its exports to the US reached 1 million barrels a day, the most since August 2018. Meanwhile, in Turkey, the lira nears all-time low as foreign exchange reserves plummet. And along with depleting FX reserves, analysts say Turkey is running short on ammunition to defend the lira. Meanwhile, Lebanon's businesses, especially the restaurants, are heavily suffering due to COVID-19 pandemic, which is obviously predictable due to the worst financial crisis that has hit Lebanon, and the pandemic has made it worse. The European Union has predicted a recession of historic proportions due to the impact of the coronavirus, with a drop in output of more than 7% as it released its first official forecast of the damage the pandemic is inflicting on the bloc's economy. The EU economy is expected to contract by 7.5% this year before growing by about 6% in 2021. In India, economy could shrink by 15% due to a plunge in manufacturing and services output. Surveys show as the firms are being forced to shed jobs, this would add to the already high unemployment rate. This is it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, got informed, and updated to an extent. I'll meet you guys again tomorrow with some more informative updates. Kindly don't forget to like, share, and feel free to comment your thoughts down in the comment box below. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for regular updates. Until we meet again, take care and stay blessed. Let's learn and grow. Thank you.